Hi everyone and welcome to Storytime with Kate. Today I wanted to introduce you the model that I have been using a lot as a kindergarten teacher and also as teacher educator in early childhood education and care. I am teaching my students who are undertaking their training to become early childhood educators certificate 3 and also diploma students, bachelor students, to use this model all the time. The model was developed by Schon, and you can read about it a lot if you Google it, but it's just sometimes hard to unpack it without examples. So I'm going to provide you with some examples that might be quite helpful. So Schon model has three different types of reflections. Number one is reflection in action. Number two is reflection on action. And number three is reflection for action. It's an amazing and easy to follow model that does summarize how we can reflect while teaching children, while communicating with families, while communicating with each other as educators and managers. Most educators reflect in action a lot. For example, you are reflecting on your feet when you look at a group of children who are lacking some resources. For example, they need another paintbrush, or you don't have enough buckets for toddlers in the sandpit. So this way you are acting straight away, suggesting some resources, suggesting new ways to tackle the problem, or supporting your other educators by offering strategies in terms of behavior or whatever advice you have on the spot. The second type of reflection is reflection on action. So I really like this type of reflection. That's why I always bring my diary to my shift when I'm working with children. I also reflect as a teacher educator. It might happen after the session if I'm in kindergarten, or it might happen after the session if I'm teaching the class as vocational teacher. What does it do, this reflection on action? So basically you sit down with other people or with a pen and paper or computer, and you reflect on action in terms of how did it go? What happened? So this actually helps you to sit down, gather your thought, get some specific questions that you had. Maybe children's learning was not perfect. Maybe the group time was a little bit messy. Maybe you can consider alternative approaches, as you could see that children were bored. So this type of reflection is actually amazing because it is providing opportunities for critical reflection. It helps to tackle more complex situations, for example, behavior management or group management or even curriculum. So this can be done over a period of a day or a week or fortnightly. So it depends on how centers do approach it. Where to find questions for reflection on action? So usually I use EYLF, which is our Early Years Learning Framework, one of the most important documents. And this helps me a lot. But if you follow the simple 3 steps formula, what, so what, and now what, this will be really great for your reflections. Check my other videos on reflection below. Last type of reflection is reflection for action. So reflection for action is more proactive compared to reflection in action or reflection on action. Reflection for action is allowing you to think about future events. How would you approach like let's say group time or teaching the new class? How would you familiarize students with the content that is quite complex? So it might be thinking a little bit ahead, also thinking about inclusive practices, preparing your environment for a child with additional needs or for families from diverse linguistic or cultural backgrounds. This might be a good example when you think about how do I promote and include Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander families and children. Quite often my students get the response when they try to investigate this topic that we don't have any families from Indigenous background. We don't have any families from multilingual background or multicultural. Quite often it just means that they are not really interested and they didn't really do the research, because if you dig a little bit deeper you will find that there are a lot of diverse families in our centers. However, it might be just not the right answer in general, because reflection for action encourages you to develop your environment that predicts future events. Yes, so that is important. So you also might consider, how would I respond to a child who is or who has? Yeah, how would I respond to a colleague who is a little bit offensive? What would I say to an angry parent? So we do it in class a lot with my students for Certificate 3 in Diploma, when we speculate and we consider some scenarios. Reflection for action is an amazing tool for team reflections as well, and may be useful for individual reflection. I hope you enjoyed reading about Schon model. It's really one of the best models to use in our services and as educators. And in general for life. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching. Bye!